Hey guys, how's it going? In the video today, we're gonna go over replacing the blend door actuator for this 2009 Ford Flex. The issue it's having is the passenger side AC controls are stuck on cold. So no matter how much you adjust the passenger side on a dual zone system, it's always blowing cold. And it's winter time now, and obviously it's a little bit annoying to have to deal with that. So unfortunately, this particular actuator is one of the most difficult ones to get to on this vehicle. There is one that's right behind the glove box door that's pretty easy to get to, and that one is the recirculation door, which we're going to go ahead and replace that also. But this video is going to focus on the dual climate passenger side blend door. What you're going to have to do is open up the glove box. So all you have to do is squeeze the sides in, drop it down. Be aware there's also like an air cylinder or a damper right here. Lift up to snap it out. And this will allow you to drop the door completely. Alright, so once you get your glove box open, one thing you can remove is this absorber here. It just snaps in to the back. Kind of helps give you a little bit more room. Now, one thing I highly recommend, not just for this job, but any other tight quarters things you're working on, get one of these. It's a finger ratchet, and it's got a, you can put whatever bit you want in that end, or a 1/4-inch drive sockets on here. Now you can get to it with the standard wrench, but it's still extremely difficult. This is a lifesaver. Get one. Alright. So one thing you gotta do is, just to give yourself a little more room, is, so earlier you see me cut off this pin here. You want to pull this down as best you can. Kind of hook this underneath this hole, this outcropping here. And then also what you'll need to do is wedge a tool or piece of wood right in this space right here, while also pulling that down. I just have a screwdriver handle here. Slide this tubing down. This screwdriver wedged in there. Now what this does is give you room. I can't really show it to you, but there's, like I said, the other screw is right back here. It's just out of view of the camera. And we'll take our trusty thumb tool with the 8mm socket. Should have enough room to get in there. Get on that screw. I apologize that I can't show this to you any better than this. I just can't get the camera in that spot back there. Got the screw loose enough I can turn it the last couple turns. There you go, there's one. Now the hard part's not over, because once we get this other guy loose, we're gonna have to get that electrical connector undone. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Release this screw. Now this one you can reach with a regular ratchet, of course. And I just dropped that other screw. Make sure it doesn't fall away anywhere. Alright, so now all you gotta do is just pull this out. So we got that popped loose. And again, I apologize for the poor video vantage points here. But to get it up high enough to where you can get to the connector, you might have to pull out, on this harness channel here. So right now, again, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but you just gotta squeeze the top of the connector all the while pulling it out, and it's definitely not an easy task. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can't reposition this camera for you. Sorry. So you can pull this down and out of the way to help get to it. So I'm gonna put the camera down here for a second so I can get to this. Let's see. Alright, so we got the connector undone. It wasn't extremely difficult. Now, fun part. Is to get this guy out of here. So, same thing, you might have to pull and twist and rotate. But it will come out. Come out the bottom. definitely got to pull out on the top of the wire harness. So just kind of down, rotate it out just like that. All right, so now what I like to do is, you can see here there's an arrow printed, or actually molded into the plastic. What I like to do is reference where, so you can see there's a spot here where there's a tooth missing. Now, right now, we got one tooth, this tooth here. This tooth here is on this mark. All right, so the replacement motor is actually in the pretty much the right spot that I need it to be. I believe there is a calibration procedure, but I'm not familiar with that. Again, I apologize. This is just how I do it. If it wasn't in this spot, I would just hook it up to this other actuator. I believe this is the recirculation actuator. Just hook it up to it, turn on the ignition, and when it rotates around to where I need it, I unplug it and then reinstall it. All right, so going back in. Have to kind of pull and pry on the conduit to get it back in there, but it will go. Just have a little patience. One of the more difficult parts is actually getting the connector plugged back in. So many moons ago, I was a maintenance technician at a photo development and packaging company, and whenever we had to work in the dark room, a little trick we used to help do things in the dark was actually close your eyes, because with your eyes open, you're trying to see what you can't see, and you kind of makes things more difficult. But if you close your eyes, I'm actually doing that right now, it really helps visualize what's going on and where things need to go. When you can't see it. The satisfying click. Something else I wanted to point out is, I know it's kind of hard to see at this angle, but there's actually a flat on these that correspond to the flats on here. So there's a good chance you might have to turn this to clock it properly, or you can plug in the motor and allow it to spin till it's properly clocked to slide into that position. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy back in. Alright. Then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this screw up. Alright. And then I'm going to have to go back to making clearance. Get my finger back there. I'm going to drop this hose down. Push in your wedge. Then start this other screw. Let's get it started in a couple turns. Pop this back up into place. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this back onto the procedure's the same for the recirculation, but way easier. Alright, now pop the dampener back into place. Squeeze in the sides. Slide it in. And voila. We will now have nice controlled air blowing from our registers. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if my videos are helping you out. And let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And thank you for watching. Have a good one.